This was a good win for us. Playing against a team with this size, for us to be able to win the battle on the boards and to have 13 offensive rebounds was really good. I was proud of our team for how we responded to adversity. It was a very weird game early, and it was hard to get a rhythm. And a big part of that had to do with them with Central Arkansas. They came out and hit threes right away. But it was just a weird game, and I thought we responded to that adversity, and I thought we did some really good things. Obviously, we shot the ball really well. I thought Terrell Brown once again came in and gave us great minutes off the bench. Obviously, Wilson Frame did, but I thought City came in and was a calming influence on our offense. With X being out. And then towards the end of the first half, I thought Malik did a really good job of running our offense. And once we got to the second half, got X back out there, we were able to get into a better rhythm offensively and to rebound the ball and get out in transition and make some big plays. So really proud of our team. We have a quick turnaround. We need to move past this immediately and start our preparation for Saturday afternoon.
What was the explanation that you got, Jeff, about Xavier's tech?
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't really get one.
Jeff, how would you assess the defensive performance overall? I mean, they shot very well,
yeah.
But you also turned them over.
Yeah, it wasn't, we had some breakdowns, especially giving up middle penetration. And then I don't think our talk, we have to improve there. But I thought we played hard and we did force 23 turnovers. So there's a little bit to give with that. But obviously I do think we've defended better the first 3 games. But again, some of this had to do, with them. I mean, they had some guys in the first half hit threes that have not hit threes this year. They had a guy that hit 2 that really wasn't a shooter. And they came at the end of the half and, one bounced up, hit part of the back rim, and then, dropped in. And, so we had some misfortune there. But again, to force 23 turnovers, to only allow them 7 offensive rebounds, that part was good.
Is part of the game plan when you're playing against a team where you're giving up size going to be go to the rim and try to get fouled?
Well, it's going to be, I think, one of the best ways to defend the post is to have great pressure on the ball. And then right now, the teams that we've played, even if they're bigger than us, we feel like we have an advantage on the offensive end because one of those kick, really just drive and make a play. Whatever the play is, that's what we've talked about. It just happened today that we got fouled a lot. And I thought our guys did a really good job of attacking.
You had spoken some of Jeff about overcoming adversity and how pleased you were with how your team was able to do that tonight. How much does someone like Axon, what he did tonight, sitting out most of the first half, dealing with I guess some pushback and some adversity in a way he hadn't yet at this point in his career. How much did he, I guess, sort of exemplify or embody that for you guys tonight?
Well, I thought he did a really good job of coming out ready to play in the second half. He could have sat on the bench in the first half. He sat 17 minutes, and you take the 15 minutes at halftime. That's sitting, for a while, for over a half hour. And I thought he did a really good job of keeping himself in the game. Got a great warm up, and I thought he did a really good job. And so, every opportunity for us is a learning opportunity. And I thought he learned a great deal tonight. And, we have to store that and move forward.
What do you think he learned?
I think he learned how to overcome adversity. Had 2 early fouls, 1 on a technical foul. I think he had 1 foul the rest of the game. So to play the rest of the game and still be aggressive and have 1 foul and to be able to stay in the game, in the second half, to mentally be into it instead of pouting and worrying about what happened or thinking you got screwed. I think that's what he learned.
Coach, past few games, Jared Wilson Frames come off the bench and immediately starts shooting. How much of an emphasis are you putting on getting him involved in the offense as soon as he comes on?
A lot. He's a guy that can put up points, but more than anything, he's a guy that can create plays. And we want Jared to be aggressive when he has open looks. You know, all of our guys have confidence in him when he has an open look, and we look for him. But I've said since I've been here and had a chance to work with him that I think there's a lot more to his game than he has shown. I think he has a really good feel, and I think he can pass. And, you know, the thing that I like is that he's been efficient in doing this. And that's something we've talked about a lot this summer. And it shows that he trusts. He trusts his teammates. He trusts what we're doing. And he's not forcing the issue. And he's not just been a really good offensive player. He's been a very efficient offensive player.
You've had Malik, down on a block, guarding a 4. Today he ends up bringing the ball up at some point. How important is his versatility to what you're able to do?
You know, it's very important. When he decided to come back and be a part of what we were doing, that's one of the things I talked to him about, was that he's a guy that can kind of be everywhere for us, and we need that. You know, we need him to be smart. We need him, to help these young guys out. But you're going to be kind of all over the floor. And I think he's versatile enough, where he can do that. He's experienced, he's strong, he's athletic, and he's competitive. And so he's been able to do a pretty good job the last 2 games defending guys that are bigger than him.
Jeff, 4-0 is a really small sample size. But how is your team handling success? You mentioned it the other night. That's something they're going to have to learn to do.
I think we've been pretty good with it. We have to continue to be good. We have to continue to show up every day and to work and to understand that, this is a marathon. This is not a sprint. And every day is really, really important. And every day is an opportunity. And one of the things I talked to them about yesterday was, like, don't take these days for granted. It goes fast. And don't take it for granted. Don't take this moment for granted. Don't take a day of practice, a game, a film session. All of these things are opportunities for you to get better individually and for us to get better, and to cherish that and to understand that. And I think we've done a pretty good job of staying in the moment. And we need to continue to do that.
Obviously leaning on a lot of young guys. Are you sort of interested to see how they're going to deal with turning around from Thursday night to Saturday afternoon?
I am. That's something that when we were putting together the schedule, we did it this way purposely. We may have a moment in the ACC where it's a Thursday, Saturday, and it's a Saturday noon game. How do you respond to that? We play a noon game next Wednesday. That's something that was really important to me, to have a game before that game, at noon, to see how we respond to that, because it's different. Your preparation is different. It's one-day preparation. It's, when you have a 7 o'clock game, you have a shooter, you do all of these things. Our Saturday will be very different. So I am interested to see how we respond to that.
How do you think they'll respond?
We'll be ready. I think we'll be ready. We better be ready.
Jeff, when you brought City in as a transfer, was this the sort of game, the situation with X, that, you need a senior guy like that? Was this why you brought him here?
Well, we brought him here to be a really good player, and he's a guy that's won, and he's played a lot on a team that won. And so I thought he had that in his DNA, and to bring that to us. He's competitive, he's athletic, he can defend multiple positions on the perimeter. He's still getting in shape, because he was hurt for so much. And so he had to play extended minutes there in the first half, and I thought he got a little bit tired. But I thought he did a really good job, and I thought he settled us down on the offensive end, and he made some really good plays for us.
When did you figure, on your way to the basket there, Trey, when did you kind of figure in the second half that you were going up for the dunk?
Really, when I saw him on his heels backpedaling, I had to take advantage of it.
We knew when he got to the half court line. We see him do that all the time. So if you watch the clip, the whole team jumped with him when he jumped. So we knew what was going on.
Yeah, you can kind of speak as the elder statesman here. What we're seeing, from the freshman, from Trey, from Adis, from Xavier, how much of this, that we see in games, do you guys regularly see in practice?
It's an everyday thing. One thing, coach and our whole coaching staff and our team as well, me and Malik, especially being leaders, we do a great job of just making sure, that we're on point every day, that we bring it every day. And it's a competition in practice. There's no days off. Whether it's the first 5 or whether it's the people come off the bench or whether he mixes it up, it's a competition every day. So it's a culture that we just brought to the program, that Cable brought to the program, especially just, you know, making sure we compete every day. So it's been something they're used to, and that's why you see them performing the way they do.
How do you feel right now? 3 straight 20-point games off the bench.
I mean, like I said, just comfortable. I'm gonna keep using that word because I mean, it's fun to play basketball this way, and it's fun to play basketball with these guys and guys you love. So, you know, just comfortable out there.
Is that different for you from how it's in the past?
I think just last year, just with the adverse situations, the losing, such a new team, not being with them through the summer either because I came in the fall. That like stuff like that, you know, I think played into the fact of just not being comfortable when it comes to like, you know, dealing with adverse situations as well. So.
Ideas, how comfortable do you feel right now? Just a few games of your career.
I feel comfortable enough to come out and compete every day because, I mean, it's just like practice. We all treat it like practice. We just compete, like Coach said, compete it together. So that's what we come out to do and compete. So that's what I do every day when I step on the court, just compete.
Did you think that coming in you could get them to foul you as often as they did?
That's part of the game. You gotta get, if you attack, you're gonna call fouls. I mean, you go in there hard, they're gonna call fouls. So yeah, so.
And that's just part of who he is, though. I think K-Boy's talked about that before. He's just a junkyard dog. Like, he's everywhere. I remember there was a time before the season started, he was out of practice for a couple of days. I think he got a concussion or something, and you know, we missed that. And I remember the first day he came back, you know, you realized what was missing, and you had to pay attention and box out every time. That's just who he is. So.
Jared, you seem to have a little bit of a friendly conversation, or lack thereof, aka taunting, in the first half with one of the players from Central Arkansas. What was that about?
I mean, it was nothing really. It's just basketball. I mean, just two competitive guys. He's a really good player. You know, I got a lot of respect for his game, and you know, we just going at it having fun. It was nothing too much.
And this was the first game where the other team sort of jumped out on you guys, knocked down some early threes. What was just said amongst you guys, you know, when you're looking up 3-4 minutes in, you're trailing, just to sort of stay calm? It was kind of, we said that, just stay calm.
You know, we told each other, Cable told us, you know, we're a good team. Get back to our principles and just bring up the energy. I think that was what was lacking in the early minutes was our energy. So once you picked that up and got things going on the defensive end, things started to roll for us.
You know, Jared had to talk some just about that sort of junkyard dog mentality. Where, as a player, do you feel like you kind of got that from? You know, is this kind of how you've always been?
Yeah, I mean, since I was little, I mean, I just had an attitude, so I had to just take my attitude out on the court. So, so I mean, they could see that and they could speak for it. So I mean, that's why I just do bring attitude to the game, approach the game a different way. That's about it.
What is your attitude like? How would you describe it?
Nitty gritty, like just a dog. I mean, I feed for blood. If a dog feed blood in a fight, he gonna keep feeding for it. So I mean, that's how I am. When I see somebody on the opposite team don't have Pitt across their chest, I'm feeding for them. I want them. So that's how I approach the game.
Jared, do you know Xavier? I saw you interact, and what did it mean that he was here?
It means a lot. Just having somebody like that, even, you know, in the building yourself, that's somebody you're gonna want to be around. He's an inspiration to not only the city of Pittsburgh, but, you know, the state of Pennsylvania and everywhere else across the country. So having a guy like him on the sideline and being able to, you know, talk to him and meet him after the game, you know, that's stuff you're going to remember for the rest of your life. So.
You know, we had talked some earlier about kind of the chippy play and, you know, and all the foul calls. You know, was there, I guess, how frustrating was that for you guys where it was maybe difficult to get any kind of sense of momentum early on, and what allowed you all to push through that?
Just staying together. Like I said, just reminding each other, you know, we're a good team, and kind of just staying the course, and you know, just being one, and remembering who we are, what we do every day in practice, the things we work on, and just getting back to those principles.
Trey, Jared said a minute ago that Cable told you guys to get back to your principles in the first half. What are the principles about this team?
Like you said, big thing, energy. He forces, defense really. Talk, communication, that's probably the biggest thing, staying together like you said.
Yeah, just being together all the time on both ends of the floor, 5 guys being locked in as one. That's the thing he constantly says is 5 guys as one. So.
Communicating.
Trey,
It seems like you guys are confident in the paint. The 50 points explains it during the game, does it not?
I mean, yeah. It just goes back to, you know, every day, competing every day in practice, working hard. You know, in practice, if guys aren't going that hard and are letting each other, you know, kind of do whatever they want, then in the game, it's not going to be that easy. And, you know, in practice, if you go down the lane on our team, you know, it's kind of like a no layup rule sometimes. When we have those days when, you know, we got a couple of days before a game and we actually have a really practice where we're going hard, you know, you're not going to want to go down the lane most of the time. So when you're used to that and you go in the game, I mean, it's going to become a little easier. So.
Trey, you guys spent a good part of the first half without Xavier because of foul trouble. How were you able to keep things running smoothly without him?
I mean, the team's not built around one person. City came in off the bench, played real well. He got us in our sets or whatever. Really, coach just told us keep playing. We've been through this before or whatever.
Malik did a good job too.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
When you in that, I think there was like at least a few minutes where City was on the bench. I guess Malik was bringing the ball up. What does that do? How tough is that? I mean, it's like a 6'5" guy at the point.
I mean, he's actually one of our point guards. Yeah. All of our guards, for the most part, we actually get to play point guard in practice, just so that, you know, in any adverse situation, we have to be used to it. So it's a role, you know, most of our guys are comfortable in.
Central Arkansas, they shot better than any opponent against you so far, but you were also able to turn them over 23 times. So how would you guys rate the defensive effort just in total?
I think that's something that we definitely should have did better. That's the one thing, you know, our whole team and the coaching staff, we were on ourselves about. We got to do a better job with that. We can't be allowing teams to shoot this good against us, especially if we're going to show that regularly we can make teams shoot, you know, a lesser percentage. That's something that we have to keep as a standard of our program. So.
You all talked about those principles about five guys playing together, playing as a one unit. How much does a night like tonight, where you have five guys in double figures, 7 with at least 8 points? How much does a night like tonight sort of embody that or showcase that?
You know, I think it shows it in totality. It just shows, you know, the fun that we have playing with each other, the comfort that I alluded to earlier. I think that just speaks volumes to that. So.